Chapter 9 Life at the Gurukula. Dronacharya was a guru. He was an acharya. He was a teacher. He had a long black beard and his long hair was tied up in a knot. He appeared like an ascetic. He was impeccable in conduct. He looked, walked, and talked the role of a teacher. The years that the Pandavas and Kauravas spent learning under Dronacharya were particularly important in the shaping of their lives. In fact, they not only shaped the lives of the students, but also that of Drona himself. Dronacharya taught the Kauravas and Pandavas all the mastery in warcraft. One student, Arjuna, surpassed everyone in archery. He was intelligent with the use of the bow and arrow. He was born with talent. However, he also worked incredibly hard to bring about perfection to his talent. Arjuna was very much at par with other students initially, until he started putting in the hard work to complement his natural skill. Here is a story to illustrate this point. One night, when Bhima was eating, the light went out. It's like a power cut that we experience today. But Bhima continued eating. Arjuna noticed that Bhima could eat without interruption even though it was pitch dark. The hand would know where the plate was, where each of the different food items were, and would pick up the pieces in correct proportion and lead straight to the mouth. Seeing this, Arjuna experienced an epiphany. He had an idea. Practice and habit can be so ingrained that the mind no longer needs light or sound to perform a task. In other words, the human body is capable of muscle memory. It is capable of training the senses like sight, touch, smell, etc. to such an extent that when one fails, the other senses can take over and compensate. Thus, Arjuna started practicing archery in the dark. He started shooting arrows at targets in the dark and thereby increasing his skills of precision and perfection and dexterity. Dronacharya watched this method of practice by Arjuna and silently smiled to himself. One day, Drona perched a wooden bird on a very tall tree. He wanted his students to shoot an arrow that would cut out the bird's head. He first called Yudhishthira and told him, "Take aim." Yudhishthira did so. Drona asked him, "What all do you see?" Yudhishthira said, "I see the bird, the trees, and the sky." Not pleased with the answer, Drona asked Yudhishthira to step aside and repeated the question to Duryodhana. "What do you see, Duryodhana?"
"I also see the bird and trees and skies."
Duryodhana paused for a moment and said,
"Wait, I also see you. I also see my brothers and my cousin standing nearby."
Drona shook his head in disappointment. He was not pleased with this answer either. He next turned to Arjuna and asked him, "Arjuna, take aim and tell me what you see."
"I see the bird,"
Arjuna replied. "Don't you see the tree and the sky and your brothers?"
"No, I only see the bird."
"Don't you see me? I'm standing right next to you."
"No, I don't even see the bird anymore. I only see the bird's head."
"Cut off the head," Drona commanded. Arjuna let go of his arrow with a swift motion, and the arrow seared between the branches and cut out the bird's head. The bird's head fell down in a second. Drona was beaming with pride. He had found his star pupil. He gave Arjuna a big hug and congratulated him. To himself, Drona thought that he had finally found someone who would defeat King Drupada and avenge his humiliation. Let us pause a minute to reflect here. If you remember, Dronacharya had all the characteristics of a teacher. He was a man of high conduct. However, he too had unresolved issues. The humiliation he received by King Drupada created a vengeance in his heart. It goes to show that even the greatest warriors, sages, teachers, and gurus are human in nature. And however great someone is, even a small yet powerful negative feeling is enough to bring them down. We are programmed to believe that evil intentions only means killing someone or robbing something. However, seemingly little things like revenge, jealousy, pride, vanity are all equally bad, and they are enough to bring down even the best of us who are otherwise impeccable. The mystery of such feelings is that they grow over time and we don't even recognize their growth. Small incidents pile one on top of another like building blocks and creates a big negative wall in our minds which one day reflects as jealousy or pride or ego. Back to the story. On another occasion, Drona's leg was caught by a crocodile in a river. Drona was completely capable of freeing himself because he had mystical weapons. However, he found this to be an opportunity to test his students. He cried for help. The Pandavas and Kauravas rushed in, but they did not know what to do. Before anyone could even figure out what was happening and react, Arjuna's arrows came flying in and he freed the Acharya from the beast. Pleased with Arjuna's presence of mind and skill, Drona taught him the use of the Brahmastra as a gift. Drona also taught Arjuna many other celestial mantras and weapon uses. This made Arjuna supremely powerful at arms. Arjuna was Drona's favorite pupil. He was a cut above the rest. Duryodhana was already jealous of the Pandavas. Now the jealousy grew. When their teacher, who was the same teacher to the Kauravas and the Pandavas, the teacher who was supposed to be impartial, when this teacher favored just one student and that too someone whom Duryodhana considered to be in the enemy's camp, he grew more and more anxious and worried. He wished for someone in his side who would be as skilled and as brave to stand up to Arjuna. For now, he was helpless. For now, he waited patiently.